Darren Geddes is running away after all the damage that he caused.
Not anymore?
Yep. But guess what?
Not anymore.
That gives me time to now figure out what exactly he's been saying. And I'm going to continue doing that. And I'm far from done. Because now we have a great moment, a very great moment, where we can take our time. Come here. Why are you wet? Because I ran through No. Change your clothes right now. I'll have an agent come with you inside. We're gonna bag up your clothing right now. Put on something else. Guess they couldn't do that. They didn't have probable cause for that. But in an ideal situation, this case would have been solved a long time ago.
What did he put Jack and Lily through? They said when Daddy was arrested, they found him on the pipeline trail. In front of helicopters running, now the Janie's got a ray. Fluffy's never gonna be the same.
You know what? It's kind of like the truth will stand on its own. Mm-hmm. There's no need to convince you of the truth. There's no need for me to promote cold hard facts, information. Special edition. He's pissed off, man, because people realize what a dumbass his dad is. And people lose complete respect of Durwood. Even the people who try to think, oh, but what if he is right? Mike, what if he is right? What if the children are on the reservation? What if? That's what happens when you insert yourself into this case like his father did. That's what happens when you make a mockery of two missing children, guys. That's exactly what happens. And he is ignoring who started it all. And you made a mockery out of two children. And your priority is to cover up who I believe is the most responsible. So.
And then we noticed the boots were gone. We went outside, made our way into the backyard. We didn't see them anywhere. And Malaya said, should I call 911? And I said, well, just...
Listen to this break here.
Janie's got a right. Janie's got a right. She's got so much to do. Her driveway needs a pool. What did her daddy do? What did he put Jack and Lily through? They said when Daddy was arrested, they found him on the pipeline trail. In front of helicopters running, now the Janie's got a ray. Fluffy's never gonna be the same.
I don't know quite what it is. When somebody says, I don't know quite, I don't really know, they know. They know a lot. They know a lot. So they're focused on maybe a small part that they're unclear about, but there's a desire to convince us he doesn't know anything, right? That already is a very strong indication and an intention is being detected right here by me. I'm not going to use passive language. I'm detecting the intention that he wants to convince us he doesn't know what's going on. He's just an innocent victim here, thrown into this. The internet. He is a victim of the internet. I don't quite know what it is, really. Don't tell us what you don't know. Tell us what you know. When people spend too much time telling us what they don't know, they usually hide what they actually do know. They're something that they don't want us to know that they know. And the question is, what is it? You see, when he's asking us questions, he's actually fishing for what we know. He is fishing for what we may suspect. They want to see what we know. They want to know if we are onto them. They want to know, am I doing well with the bullshit I'm selling you right now? So it seems like all these guys, they all grew up in the same area, and 35 years later, they're still in the same area. What he cannot do is go back in time. What he is telling us, if he was able to go back in time, he would have the power to change what's already happened. That is him telling her and us that he is the one who took the action that completely railroaded his life as it was.
All right, people, and here we go. Here we go.
About 20 minutes. I closed the door, got my boots on.
You know what's strange? With all that's new about Durwood, nobody can give me one important thing. Nobody. And nobody wants to admit to themselves that they've been fooled into watching hours and hours of something that isn't important. Do you feel good about yourself? Seriously, that's my question. About the claim that Durwood and his son and his other son had a fight, or I mean, is this what you're doing this for? Seriously, is this your area of interest? Does it take you anywhere? Is this where you can say, "Ooh, I spent my time very well today. I have learned that there is violence in the Geddes house."
Came out here, ran up in the woods. Just right up here. The kids have a little fort that they made out of sticks and fir branches. And that's where they go. You can see them and hear them. Mm-hmm. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that tree falls and bushes.
I wouldn't walk through it either.
Did this whole area. There's an old road up back. When I got up to the top of the hill, I met Daniel.
Uh-huh.
And I said to him, I said, "Did you find them?" He said, "No." He said, "You coming with me?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to search this area."
Thank you so much, Simon. I'm going to search this area. I'm going to search. Daniel wasn't searching. She's correcting it. Search this area. So, when it comes to the aerial footage or the aerial images of the area with fence, for example, I'm not going to force myself to see something that may or may not be there. It'll come to me if there's something. So I take my time with that. And the last thing that I want is to say, "Oh, there could be something here." And then I say, "Well, there isn't." So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at what you guys are sending to me. But I'm going to take my time when it comes to getting deeper into a certain area.
So, I know the traffic on this road after 26 years. I know the traffic on this road. Now, nobody is going to go by here and say, "Oh, there's 2 kids in the yard. Let's stop and pick them up."
You dumbass. We've already established that you're on that road right here leading from Halifax to Pictou, right? Let's make sure I'm not, yeah, right here. This is where Jack and Lily, let's make sure, right here, you're living on that road. Oh my God, you mean you know every single car that goes from Halifax to, let's say, New Glasgow? You know everything? You know the traffic? Oh, well, you know they were not abducted, of course. So you've tried to find a reason for it, other than saying, I know they were not abducted. And you know that police doesn't believe in it. You know the seed that Daniel and Malaya tried to plant was met with rejection by law enforcement. And you are getting it. You have a different mindset than at least Daniel. Malaya, she just does what she always does, which is nothing. You recognize there's there's nothing there, and you don't want to go any further. You want to take it back. You want you don't want to lose any more credibility than you already have. Of course, you're a little bit older. And older people, I'm pretty sure in 20, 30 years, Daniel, he's not going to lie as obviously as he did in the last few months because he has made an experience what it's like to be caught. And he's adjusting accordingly.
For number one, that's where those three questions come into. And as far as Malaya being isolated, that's a bunch of bullcrap. Because she used to drive Daniel to work.
Oh my God. Okay, she was free to serve him.
When he was working full time.
Yeah.
There's something else I'm going to straighten you out about too in a minute. When she wanted the car, she would drive Daniel to work.
When she wanted the car, she would drive. Really? Okay, so she was free to drive him to work.
She would go do what she had to do. She would even bring Daniel his lunch.
She was free to do that. She was free to make his lunch and bring him his lunch. Okay.
She would come home. Then she would go back in the evening and pick Daniel up.
She was free to serve him again. That's freedom, dude.
So she was free to go when he wanted to go.
Right.
Blue Plus บันดาลทอง
The reason why Daniel is only working 1 day a week is because of this year tariff tax.
So everybody was working only 1 day a week?
Mill is having problems getting
Trouble. The mill is having problems. Trouble. Why do you want to correct the word trouble? Did Daniel get in trouble?
logs. That's the only reason why the mill is down 1 day a week. And that started
Okay, maybe.
in, I think, February. They started going down 1 day a week. But just in the last 3 weeks, they've been full time. They've been 3 weeks steady, 5 days a week. So, if anybody thinks that Malaya was isolated, she had every chance.
Yeah. And this is the prime example of normalizing where you cherry pick, right? She wasn't allowed to talk to her friends and a lot of her family. And she knew the consequences. She had the car, but imagine somebody telling Daniel, well, I saw her driving to wherever, coming back from Truro or whatever. You don't think that Daniel looked at the mileage? You don't think that he, what we've learned of him, you don't think that if there was an extra, by the way, what do they have up there? Miles or kilometers on the cars? Like in Europe, they show kilometers. In the States, of course, miles. I'm wondering, in Canada, what do they show? Miles or kilometers? All depends on the car. Well, you don't think if he saw an extra mile, he asked her exactly what she did? From everything that we learned, she was free. Okay. That's freedom, dude.
In the world to go wherever she wanted. That's all
She had every chance to run away. Well,
she had to do was ask Daniel for the car, and Daniel gave her the car.
yeah, look, this is...
And there in April,
I don't want to get into this, people. I don't even want to get into this. It hurts my soul.
she bought a car on her own. So if she wanted to leave, she could have left in April. She could have left any time she wanted. She knew me. She knew if she wanted to leave and Daniel put up a fuss, she knew that I would step in and make her go or let her go.
Make her go, exactly. She wanted her out. She wanted her and hers out. Meadow was a different story. But you see, Jack and Lily were never a part of the family. Those were her kids. That's her baggage.
I would not stop her from leaving. Even though Daniel's my son, if that's the time, I would step in. So, people can't say that she didn't want to leave here because she was isolated, that she couldn't go anywhere. That's a bunch of...
As we have learned since, yes, she wanted to leave many times. And some of those times, Malaya was hurt. And there was a strong indication that there were many times, many times where she actually made the decision. And remember my first analysis of Logan's statement where I said, they think she's weak and easy to influence. If she wants to leave, they will keep her from wanting to leave.
bull crap. And she had the use of my vehicle too, whenever she wanted it. So, if people think that she didn't want to live here because she was isolated, if that's what she's telling everybody, well, or if that's what you're hearing, that's a bunch of bull crap. And if she did want to leave, and I wasn't around to stop Daniel from letting her leave.
Yeah, I thought you were never in their business, Janie, so how the hell do you know?
There's always 911. There's always a way out. That I do not like what they have done. Hi, I'm sorry. I just seen a comment there. I didn't see Malaya put the kids in the car. That's one thing I didn't see. And Cheryl is Malaya's best friend. She's the one that was on the beach with Malaya. I apologize. I thought the picture of Justin and Daniel on the bike was taken by a drone. But if Cheryl says it was taken by Malaya, she's probably right. I wasn't around when the picture was taken. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was her friend that asked about the picture. There's so many names. Like when I seen Cheryl and she said about the picture, I took it was Malaya's friend. I'm sorry. As I said, that's all I know. Oh, sorry. Yes. But I didn't know who took the picture. There was so many drones around here. The guy that took the picture of the property that took that picture. That's all I know. I didn't know if it was Malaya or who took the picture. I can't be sure. I thought it was the drone. Look, there was so many people here that day. I don't know half of the people. I don't know most of the people that were here. I only know the people that were here from the community and some of friends that I know were here. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Like I was away most of the day with Justin on the 4-wheeler. Him and I took off and we just went. So I couldn't tell you who was here to be exact. If I
just went where? You've been on the pipeline area and nowhere else the whole time. Either on the pipeline area talking to a woman with a child on an ATV, a woman with an ATV. The pipeline area, all of them. And you're trying to tell us you don't know something more.
I ran into somebody I knew. I talked to them. If I didn't know, I said hi. So, like I said, Malaya called me on my phone.
That's one.
And I called her back, and she told me to get back here as soon as I could.
No, that's not what you said the first time. You said after like 2 hours she called you back and you finally answered the phone, right?
I don't know what was discussed between her
Discussed?
and everybody else. I just know when I got
What is English your second language suddenly?
back here, I went out and I put. She
Disgust.
was crying. I put my arms around her, and then Haley and I think it was Shelby. I said, I'm not sure. Started accusations. I wasn't listening because I was so upset because I thought that she was calling me back to tell me that the kids were deceased. I said dead in my statement to the cops, but I'm sorry, I mean deceased.
What, dead and deceased? Okay. You're sorry about having said dead instead of deceased?
Between her and everybody else, I just know when I got back here, I went out and she was crying. I put my arms around her, and then Haley and I think it was Shelby. I said, I'm not
Because you know they're dead.
sure. Started
And you thought she was crying because Jack and Lily are dead.
accusations. I wasn't listening because
Okay, but you assumed Malaya was crying because of what you have witnessed that Thursday night.
I was so upset because I thought that she was calling me back to tell me that the kids were deceased.
Look at the long pause.
I said dead in my statement to the cops.
Meaning the same thing, unless you are now a professional linguist. So what's the difference for you, Janie? Because one would be closer to home. They're dead. And that's what came to your mind when you witnessed it, that they died. Deceased sounds a little bit more official. So if you want to give us the impression that you thought at that moment that there was an official report that the children were found, and that's something that you had worried about to some degree at that point, because you didn't know how good of a job Daniel did getting rid of the two bodies. So what you were thinking, you were pretty sure that wasn't going to happen, so you didn't feel the need to call her back until she called you back 2 hours later. And the reason is that you talked with somebody. What did you talk about with that woman? And again, this is from Ninchi True Crime, the compilation of audio from the Facebook messages, Facebook chat, Janie Mackenzie. And there are several, so the difference between dead and deceased is only the difference between her having witnessed something and her referring to what she claims could have been an official announcement in which police would have said the children were deceased, meaning I didn't have previous knowledge. That is why the difference between dead and deceased is something that she feels like pointing out right now.
But I'm sorry, I mean deceased.
Yeah, you see, to her, it's a Big difference.
And then the next thing,
Because when she witnessed it, deceased was not the term that came to her mind.
all these cops, I think there was 5 cops showed up, and they took Malaya aside. Actually,
Yeah,
Officer Mason took Malaya aside and talked to her. The other 2 people, I ordered them off the property.
they were hoping she'd break, and this is why Malaya got away. Because all the police was there. And Daniel was forced to stand there. Before he was always able to take action. That was, where he succeeded in keeping her from leaving.
And an officer took me aside and got my statement.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I left and went and talked to Daniel to see if he was okay. Because apparently, if you listen to Logan's TikTok or interviews on TikTok, she can explain more to you than what I know.
Right. I did that. Thank you.
So
what?
I know Daniel was upset, and I went to see him. That's when I left everything, and everybody took off. I didn't know where anybody was going or what was going on in the whole kerfuffle, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, why do you need to know everything, by the way? Like, what is so... What are you supervising right now?
So I went and talked to my boy to see if he was okay. After that,
Sing my boy, sing my boy, sing... Okay, you talk to your boy, right? And that's how you view him. Yeah, I know that. We know.
everybody just left.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what went on.
Because that was it. 2 years of everything going downhill. And finally, boom, it's over.
See, the way I thought is anything else that happened here that day was not important to me. I want to stress that wasn't important to me.
What was important to you?
The only thing that I was thinking about that day was finding Jack and Lily. And I spent all...
Okay, let's see what she's going to say. All day at the pipeline? She said it probably so many times that when she helped out at the pipeline, which was not searching for Jack and Lily, that when she came back, I was searching for Jack and... So this comes actually very natural to her right now. To talk about any type of time frame and reference it as search effort, not surf effort, search effort. I spent all
day, except for when I came here
at the pipeline.
and had a little bite to eat because
So we don't care about that. That's avoidance already, okay?
my daughter-in-law brought some food.
Again, expanding the avoidance.
And I had a sandwich.
As if anybody cares. Unnecessary information. She needs time to think, and she wants you to pay less attention to what she's about to tell you. She doesn't want to seem like she's avoiding something. She doesn't want to be accused of not answering a question. However, she will spend very little time on the answer and a lot of time talking about other things surrounding it in order to sidetrack you. Hear this again? Sure, why not?
Except for when I came here and had a little bite to eat because my daughter-in-law brought some food, and I had
So that would be Justin's wife, okay.
a sandwich, and then she took the rest of the food into the trailer.
Oh my God. Can you see what's going on here? Not getting to the point. Can you imagine that your sons girlfriends, children are missing, and you spend this much, you would, even if you started to speak around about things surrounding the, even if you began like this, you would snap out of it pretty quickly and say, you know what, I want to know where the kids are. And I don't care what you think, because I know none of us had anything to do with it. Nope.
And the ones that were in there, all her family, ate all the food.
How did this start? She wanted to tell us what she was doing all day, right? Do I need to go back? Do I need to go back? Okay. By request, what I'm doing right now is going back all the time to make sure you can hear it on your own.
She can explain more to you than what I know.
Okay, that's about Logan. Now about you.
So I know Daniel was upset, and I went to see him. That's when I left everything, and everybody took off. I didn't know where anybody was going or what was going on in the whole.
And I don't know the exact question she's responding to now on Facebook, but let's hear and see what we're getting out of it.
Cold kerfuffle, or whatever you call it. So I went and talked to.
And remember how sensitive the whole little argument was to Logan as well.
My boy to see if he was okay. After that, everybody just left.
She does love her children.
So I don't know what went on.
Now,
see, the way I thought is anything else that happened here that day was not important to me. I want to stress that wasn't important to me.
So what was? Let's hear it.
The only thing that I was thinking about that day was finding Jack and Lily. And I spent all day.
What did you spend all day doing? Let's hear for it.
Except for when I came here.
What did you spend all day doing? This is very simple. Driving around, looking through the no. How do I explain what I did all day that I could not call Malaya back? What did I do all day long? This is now very important, people.
And had a little bite to eat because my daughter-in-law brought me.
Look at this level of avoidance. You were starting to tell us, first of all, that you only cared about Jack and Lily, okay? And now she wants to expand it, but she doesn't. You want to tell us a story to impress us with how much you care about Jack and Lily? Hear for it. Listen for it, people. Listen for it.
Bought some food, and I had a sandwich, and then she took the rest of the food into the trailer.
Listen.
And the ones that were in there, all her family, ate all the food. Anything that anybody brought, they took.
Still, you didn't tell us what you spent all day doing. But you're moving straight into the accusations here.
Took it to the trailer, and they ate it all.
Yeah, and by the way, their biological 4- and 6-year-old relatives are missing. And you talk about them eating all the food. Got it, dude. You were gonna tell us what, Janie, what you were doing?
We didn't get anything. We had.
Okay. What did you do all day?
To defend for herself. As I said, it was like a family reunion. They were in there talking.
She is not telling us what she did.
Talking and laughing and going on. So, and the only time that I went into the trailer.
What a small-minded person she is.
is that time when I see them all laughing and carrying on was to tell Malaya that Justin and I were going back out to look for the kids. And she said, do you want me to shut the chickens in? That's the only time that I set foot in that trailer all day.
That's what Malaya said. Do you want me to shut the chickens? I thought, did you let them out? Didn't even know that. As a matter of fact, I don't even care. I don't even care. Let me see. You talking about Malaya or what?
Union. They were in there talking and laughing and going on. So, and the only time that I went into the trailer is that time when I see them all laughing and carrying on was to tell Malaya that Justin and I were going back out to look for the kids. And she said, do you want me to shut the
You mean you were driving back to the pipeline area?
chickens in? That's the only time that I set foot in that trailer all day.
So, you still didn't answer it, even though you talked about what you said to Malaya.
Except for
She does not want to get into detail and tell us what she did. This is what you did. Old Matties. This was what you did the whole time. How the hell, with all the bushes and all the forests, are all these people hanging out in that pipeline area? How the hell is that even possible? Google Street View, right? This area. It's the only area. Was it as overgrown? I don't think it was, right? On May 2nd, on May 3rd. This is where you spend your time. This is the pipeline area. And you see, I don't think it was overgrown like that. Feel free to fill me in, guys. Leave a comment, please, and let me know. Remember, I showed this video a long time ago from a guy who talked about it wasn't that overgrown. So, what was it like that day? If there's a way for you to point it out to me, please do so. Because I think that there was less vegetation. And Daniel pointed out the new vegetation, right? When the cadaver dogs were about to move in. Also very, very sensitive area, people. But all the forests around there. Look at this. It's exit Street View. And recognize that these children, for them to walk this far, 1 kilometer through the thick terrain, or longer through the street. That was the only place that you bothered looking. Wow.
when everybody left and the police officers came and asked Daniel about the pink blanket, I was there when they went out to the garbage can.
Okay, so that was on Saturday, Saturday afternoon.
And took the pink blanket out of the garbage. Other than that, after that was over, nobody else was around. Everybody left.
Weird, right? Complete silence all of a sudden. Daniel doesn't like it. Janie, no problem with it. I was there. Okay, let's listen one more time.
was to tell Malaya that Justin and I were going back out to look for the kids. And she said, do you want me to shut the chickens in? That's the only time that I set foot in that trailer all day.
Mm-hmm.
Except for when everybody left and the police officers came and asked Daniel about the pink blanket. I was there when they went out to the garbage can and took the pink blanket out of the garbage. Other than that, after that was
sorry,
over,
I missed it. Except when Daniel what? Listen very specific, please. If I don't.
except for when everybody left and the police officers came
Okay, police came and?
and asked Daniel about the pink blanket.
Yeah, but Daniel called them first. Why are you not telling us that? Okay, they asked you, but this makes it sound like it's very official. And I said it before, I think he planted it.
I was there when they went out to the garbage can.
I was there when they went out. I believe that he planted it before, and I believe that you know about it. That's why she chooses that specific time afterwards when they went out to the garbage can, not telling us what happened before.
And took the pink blanket out of the garbage.
Who put it in, Janie?
Other than that, after that was over, nobody else was around.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody left. And I just sat in the trailer, and some of my friends came and asked me how I was doing, and they were very supportive of me.
Because they don't know what you know.
And God loved one of the girls.
Okay, now it's invoking deity, of course. Okay.
That was there, one of the friends that was there. I had a tick bite on me.
Oh my God, dude. The kids are still missing. Can you at least pretend that you are worried about them and they could be in danger? I mean, we know that they are dead or deceased, as you wanted to call it so differently and officially. But could you please just pretend a little bit? And no, you don't need to pretend. You can shut up. You don't need to lie and be deceptive. What you can do is shut the hell up about you. Can you imagine for these two children to be with somebody so self centered who absolutely hated them, didn't even, she threw snowballs at them, yelling at them. Everything in her language indicates aggression towards these two children, which is what I believe she expressed constantly. She looks a lot like Malaya in this picture, by the way.
And it was
By the way, I still don't know what Cody looks like.
This was on Saturday. I had a tick bite on me.
Again, I couldn't sleep. I was restless. I was alone in a trailer, and all I thought about who has Jack and who has Lily. What are they going through? Are they cold? Are they wet? Are they being mistreated? Are they being abused? Do they have none of it? That woman, Janie, you have zero empathy to. Well, again, you know that Jack and Lily are no longer alive. So I give you that at this particular moment. It's over. It's over. After 2 years of what you probably consider a huge pile of inconveniences, you're free. Right? You're free, Janie. Jack and Lily are gone, and Malaya is gone too. Happy, happy, happy. Right? Oops, the worst thing in the world right now while everybody else wonders what happened to Jack and Lily, is a tick bite. Oh my God. I don't think I ever had it. Did I ever have a tick bite? I'm trying to. I think I probably did. How bad is it? I know one thing. I stepped on one of those centipedes one time, and that was really, really painful. But I even that when 2 children are missing. How telling. And how telling is it that she is so unaware at this point to talk so much about it? How little of a crap she gives about Jack and Lily, that she doesn't even think it's necessary to, if you can't pretend to worry about them or mourn them. Pain and sorrow, remember? That you go straight back into only you. That's why Malaya didn't. And again, I have no opinion,
God
That's only to. Wow, that woman is a black hole. By a black hole in her soul, I mean that she is just a bucket with a hole in it. No matter what you pour into it, it's never gonna be enough. No matter how much attention you give her, this woman is never gonna be satisfied with anything. She is in constant need of attention and babying and pitying. And you know what? For somebody already 60 years old, that's burdensome. And she doesn't mind being a burden on anybody.
She went to the pharmacy.
We don't care so much about her because Jack and Lily, oh my God, dude, look at this. It's hard to listen to, but I'm going to let this run. It's going to be over in a minute anyway.
And got me pills.
I mean, I'm going to be over in a minute, and that is going to continue. I'm going to get back into this.
Because I wouldn't leave the property.
Look, she's crying for herself.
I never left the property all the time those kids were missing. And after this...
What? You didn't go back to the pipeline that you spent hours and hours and hours on?
Search. I still don't leave the property.
But we don't care, dude.
I may go to town maybe once a week.
Yes! Every week, once a week with Ron, except that particular day when you already knew Jack and Lily were missing and you didn't want to go because of that.
Once every 2 weeks. I stay.
Or once every 2 weeks. Okay.
Here.
In your trailer with Fluffy.
And tell reporters to get off my property because I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah, you have a nice sign on it now.
And I'm a homebody. I'm like a hermit. I don't go anywhere. And I was that way before this all started,
So what's the difference now?
Before the disappearance of Jack and Lily started, and I'm still a hermit.
Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Nick Reiner soon. And again, if you have anything statement-wise from him, let me know, because there are hours of audio from his appearance on this dopey show. And I'm not disinterested in it, by the way, right now. In the members section, I got a video ready that I'm going to post soon about Natalie Wood and Christopher Walken's avoidances, in my opinion. Yeah. So, I haven't forgotten about this kid, Summer Wells. or the person who I think has enough information to be able to close the case officially. Hillbilly staging. McLeod Bridge, his property. And I believe Daniel went there that night to get rid of evidence. Put it into the river, the Middle Pictou River. He chose this spot because this property, this property, this property, and this property surrounding the bridge area where the star was found are all owned by his two uncles. And by the way, he is using his children's names. He doesn't say kids or children in this. And that was after I asked him, and he said that Lily said, "Hi, Dad." So before he didn't remember it. However, in my chat he already said it. So he needs to now reference it. And unlike Janie, he doesn't blatantly take it back. This is the area of the property where the two blue bags were found. This is the Durwood fan club. Haha. This is where they were found. Middle River of Pictou. Clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up, people. I'm gonna stretch it. What's wrong with this picture? I think this is where the pipeline video came in. Way back in the day. I think right here somewhere. Come on. This guy, remember
There's Earl's
him?
house. I'm pretty positive this is Earl's house.
I don't think it was, though.
An absolute dump, just like the rest of their houses. I lied to you. Earl's house is up in the mailbox said Martel. So it's up past, behind those trees Earl lives.
And here we go.
This is the pipeline.
Okay.
It's grown in now, but before, like in May, it was like a path almost. Like you could get through there with an ATV.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was referring to earlier. Because I wanted to know, but remember what Daniel said about the cadaver dogs. Why did he talk about the vegetation? Because he studied it. He wanted to know how, if a dead body touched the ground. By the way, we're also talking about the driveway. You see, the cadaver dogs and the driveway. If something happened in the driveway, that also explains him using two big blue plastic bags to get rid of all the dirt, anything that could have been in contact with the dead body. As for Jack being out in the kitchen, well, nobody has commented yet and alerted me. So here's a video of mine I've referenced several times. The title is What Did Lily Sullivan Witness? And this is stealing, this is from a while ago, 8 months ago. Okay. So I am talking about the statement from Daniel here. I will highlight this in a post later on. This is about what did Lily Sullivan want when she kept coming in the room. Lily came into the room multiple times. I seen her that morning. And Jack was out playing in the kitchen. Jack was out playing in the kitchen, I'm guessing. Thank you for watching.
I know for 100% they won't find anything.
So what do you make of the fact that they are bringing the cadaver dogs in?
Chinese got a right.
Well, I'm actually pretty happy about that.
Chinese got a right.
I even hope that they bring more than one.
She's got so much to do.
So what are you happy about?
Her driveway needs a pool.
I would just like to see maybe the social media speculation theories and accusations, maybe they're not going to stop, but slow down. Because at this point, they're getting
When
ridiculous.
Daddy was arrested, they found him on the pipeline trail. In front of helicopters running, now that Janie's got a rank, Fluffy's never gonna be the same. Daniel's so fake, now what's he gonna do? Was he building a fence or clearing for a pool? Did the kids go to sleep at 10 or at 8? Little Danny boy can't escape his fate. Danny's more concerned about what you're thinking. The kids are an afterthought, let that sink in. Trolling the net pops up like a whack-a-mole. You wanna buy a story with a giant hole? Apparently Thursday had no detail. Here comes Mike on a mission to derail. All of the BS Danny is speaking. International sea of guilt is leaking. Thinks he's so smart, but he never took the course. Forensic linguistics will knock him off his horse. Shout out to Tint for the 4K drone shot. Now it is clear that his house is in earshot. Mystery car running trips through the night. Observed by Wong, he could even see the headline. Victim blaming is degrading the children. He's more concerned about the world's perception. Girl after girl, he receives rejection. At least he's got his mum when he needs some affection. Danny's got a right.
So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
Danny's got a right.
I know for 100% they won't find anything.
She's got so much to do.
I didn't do anything.
Her driveway needs a pool.
I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do
What
anything.
did her daddy do?
Those were 3 people on the property.
What did he put Jack and Lily through?
I mean, after the polygraph exam,
They
I
said
should have known
when
right there.
Daddy
We
was
didn't kill any of the
arrested,
kids.
they found him on the pipeline trail.
We didn't kill any of the kids. We didn't kill any of the kids.
In front of helicopters running, now that Janie's got a rate, Fluffy's never gonna be the same.
We didn't kill any of the kids.
Danny's on a roll, now he can't stop speaking, plugging up the holes, but his ship is sinking. Thursday was just an ordinary day. I just spent 20 minutes trying to explain that nothing didn't happen and there are no details. Stupid dog handlers, they ain't gonna sniff trail. 100% they will not find nothing. That's a double negative, you dumb butt muffin. I was awake and asleep at the exact same time. Hang on, is Malaya's story lining up with mine? No cars were towed, but it's not at the impound. It wasn't in my name and the car makes no sound. This is a case of abuse and negligence. Jack and Lily are the victims of its consequence. Victim blaming is the mode of the family. You never hear anyone take responsibility. There were 3 adults on the block that night. People don't just vanish. Get that right. Like John Benet Ramsey, this should be an indictment. And Janie is to blame for your incitement. You put up a wrench, but what the hell for? Like a bear can turn a handle, but not slide a door. Your incessant rambling is a gift to detectives. So many contradictions, your tale is defective.
different. Daddy's got a right.
Filled notebooks with just trying to help them find leads or
Daddy's got a right.
give them any kind of small detail, answer as many questions as they can, and I'm doing everything I can.
So why do you think this step is necessary?
What did her daddy do?
Well, it just rules out one and brings them a little bit closer to being close.
They said when Daddy was arrested, they found him on the pipeline track.
I'm not going to say I'm doing well, but doing better than I was at the start, I guess.
Helicopters running, now the James got a right. Fluffy's never gonna be the same.
Tell me about the toll, like what you were just mentioning earlier about social media.
Yeah, social media has been quite a circus, we'll call it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I can't control them, and they're free to judge.
And there is such a stark contrast right now between where his mind is at and where the minds of the people are who want to know what happened to Jack and Lily. And that is the only thing that we want to find out right now.